This is 8.4, part B. And what we're going to do is write an equation of the ellipse that has a vertex of 0, 4, a co-vertex of negative 3, 0, and the center is always going to be 0, 0 for these for right now. Step 1 says sketch it, and I want you to realize that while you're doing your homework, you don't necessarily have to sketch it every time. You could do this work without sketching it. And the reason being is because we know that a vertex is always going to be our A. So for their A, the co-vertex, that will always be the B. So I'm going to go ahead and just try to do this problem without sketching it. The thing you have to figure out here is whether to use the horizontal equation or the vertical equation. And if you look at the vertex here, it starts with a 0. So I guess I'm going to use the drawing here to demonstrate. 0, 4 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So if your vertex is up here, you know that it's going to be vertical. That means our equation is going to look like x squared over b squared plus the y squared over a squared equals 1. So since we know what a and b are, all we have to do is pretty much fill this in. So we have x squared over negative 3 squared, y squared over 4 squared equals 1, and then just simplify it. So we have x squared over 9 plus y squared over 16 equals 1. So I just did this without even having to sketch it. Here's the next equation that we're going to have to find using the vertex, which right here is our A. And then this time we're given the focus. So we're given the C, we're not given the B. And I put this graph here just so we could sketch it if we needed to. But I noticed that it's negative 8, 0, meaning that the vertex is going to be over here somewhere. That means this is going to be horizontal ellipse. So we have x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1. So we have the a equaling negative 8. And the b we have to find. And the way we find the b is by using that equation that we found in the very beginning to get our c squared. So if we have a squared, that's going to be negative 8 squared, which is 64. And we know what our c is, that's 16 once you square it. We can subtract the 64 on both sides. And we get negative 48. Obviously, we want to divide by negative 1 first, so that we have b squared equaling a positive 48. And then we just take the square root of that. So b equals the square root of 48. But if you notice, we don't need b by itself. We just need the b squared. So this 48 is actually just going to go right here. And we don't have to square it anymore. So now that we have b squared, we just have to simplify that one. And here's our equation.